Welcome to Nature's Guardians. I'm Micah Siegel. Each week, I talk with people working to help and save animals around the world. We're here to have fun and learn about endangered species. Today, I'm talking with Reisa Latorra from the Turtle Foundation USA. Welcome to the show, Reisa.
Thank you, Micah. It's so exciting to be here and to meet you.
It's
I'm a
exciting.
huge fan of your podcast.
I'm a huge fan of you guys. And sea turtles.
Yay.
Okay, so what should we know?
About sea turtles or about Turtle Foundation?
About your
We
organization.
we started a German filmmaker and some fellow divers went to an island off the east coast of Borneo to film sea turtles in 1999. And the next morning, they woke up and egg collectors were digging up all of the nests the sea turtles had laid the night before. And they discovered this had been going on for several decades and realized it was unsustainable. We were already seeing a huge decrease in the number of sea turtles coming back to nest. So they started Turtle Foundation to try to protect some of those nesting beaches.
Okay, so do you have a presentation?
I do have a little presentation. Let's talk about turtles. So there are 7 sea turtle species living today. The largest is the leatherback, gets up to 8 feet and up to 2,000 pounds.
Hmm.
There's greens, loggerheads, olive ridleys, flatbacks, hawksbills. Those are the ones with the beautiful shell that people make turtle shell products out of. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And
Yeah.
the smallest and most endangered is the Kemp's ridley. They're all listed with the International Union for the Conservation of Nature as either vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered, except the flatback, which only lives around Australia and is data deficient. We don't know enough about the population. Basic sea turtle life cycle. The females come ashore to nest about every 2 to 3 years. And that's because sometimes they have a long way to migrate in between their feeding grounds and nesting grounds. So when they do nest, they'll lay several nests over a season. They lay their eggs, they cover them up. There's no parental care involved. They just leave. About 2 months later, the hatchlings come out and they run to the sea as fast as they can. For a long time, we had no idea where they went. It was called the lost years until they showed up again as juveniles or subadults at their feeding grounds. The technology now has gotten to where some people are tracking these hatchlings. It'll be really interesting to find out where all these populations go. They show up at their feeding grounds and they stay there until they're mature, which can be 10 to 30 years, depending on the species. And then the females return to the beaches where they were born to lay their eggs. They usually nest at night because it's cooler and safer. They'll dig a body pit and then take their back flippers like little hands and dig a chamber for their eggs. The hatchlings tend to come out at night as well, also because it's cooler and safer. If you've never seen hatchlings run to the sea, I hope you get a chance because they're like little wind-up toys and it's the cutest thing you've ever seen, them all running down the beach. I don't know why I don't have a video. So what are the threats to sea turtles? If you're an adult sea turtle, you're safe from most things except maybe sharks, orca, us. If the female comes ashore to nest, maybe a jaguar or crocodile can grab her. Hatchlings, on the other hand, are fair game for everything. Monitor lizards, crabs, fish, birds, rats, dogs, pigs. The number quoted is usually 1 out of 1,000 hatchlings might make it to adulthood. Everything wants to eat a hatchling.
Yeah.
What are man-made threats? Egg collecting. Remember I said the females return to their natal beaches to nest. So if you collect every egg that's laid, in a few decades, you won't have anybody to come back and nest. Killing the adults, particularly the females. because then you're killing her and every egg she'll ever lay, which can be 4 or 5,000 eggs over her lifetime.
Wow.
Yeah. Garbage on the beach and also in the water. A lot of turtles, particularly leatherbacks, eat jellyfish, and a plastic bag floating in the ocean looks a lot like jellyfish. And you can see on this beach, it would be very difficult for a female to dig a nest or for the hatchlings to find their way back out. Coastal development and other types of habitat destruction are a problem. Light pollution. So when the female comes up to nest, if she sees that, she'll probably turn around and go back the other way. The hatchlings, on the other hand, are attracted to light. In nature, the brightest thing on the beach is the moonlight reflecting off the ocean. So hatchlings go toward the light because that's the ocean. In this case, going toward the light would be the wrong way. Getting caught in nets or on hooks as bycatch. And climate change, because the sex of sea turtles is not determined by genetics. It's determined by the temperature at which the eggs are incubated in the nest. So if it gets too cold, all the hatchlings are male. If it gets too hot, they're all female. And of course, that's a problem for the survival of the species. So what do we do at Turtle Foundation? Our mission is to help sea turtle conservation by focusing on the community. We partner with conservation organizations and research organizations, but we know that if the community isn't participating in and benefiting from the conservation, it's not likely to be successful in the long term. We have 3 projects in Indonesia. Our first project in 2000 was the green turtle nesting beach protection in Barao. In 2017, we started a leatherback protection project in West Sumatra. And in 2019, we started a program to try to reduce the killing of hawksbills for turtle shells. Those islands in Barao are the largest green turtle nesting population in Indonesia and the 8th largest in the world. So we protect the nesting beaches. We hire and train local rangers, data collectors, boat drivers. And again, we do a lot of outreach and communication with schools and villages about the endangered status of the turtles, their importance in the ecosystem, the dangers of plastic. We estimate since our project started in 2000, 10 million hatchlings have reached the sea that would otherwise have been collected as eggs. So we're pretty proud of that. Our leatherback project in 2017, again, we work closely with local organizations and the community, and we satellite tagged 2 of the turtles that swam all the way to Australia to their foraging grounds. That's like 2,500 miles. And we did a market survey about how much turtle shell was for sale in the markets and online. It is illegal in Indonesia to kill the turtles or sell any of their products. So this is all illegal, but some people don't know, and we don't want to criminalize what we're doing. We want to educate them. So we did a media campaign to educate people who are selling and buying the products about the laws that are protecting them, and again, about their endangered status and the pretty cruel methods they use to kill them. So in the 18 months after our campaign, we had over an 80% decrease in the number of ads for online turtle shell products. So long way to go, but heartening. We have another project in Cape Verde, West Africa, protecting loggerhead turtles. Again, we do direct beach protection and data collection. We have national and international volunteers that come and help with the patrols and the data collection. I have a niece and a nephew who have both already volunteered on this project. So that was exciting. And we have a drone and dog program. The drones help do the patrols both at night and during the day, and the dogs can track the poachers and detect turtle meat in vehicles, on the beach, in luggage. That's been a really successful program. Again, a lot of community focus. We have school programs at our protection project areas, our beach camps. We do swimming lessons for the kids, garbage collection, and we support several women's cooperatives for alternative sources of income, a sewing cooperative and another one making soap and some other local products for sale, both to the tourists and to the local community. We've had a huge increase in the number of nests and a over 99% decrease in poaching mortality, which has been a great success, and we're proud of that. So what can you do out in TV land? Educate others. Micah, this is what you are excelling at. Thank you for educating everybody, not just on sea turtles, but all of the other wildlife that's endangered. Know where your seafood comes from so that turtles aren't caught as bycatch. If you live or travel to turtle sites, respect those sites, minimize light pollution, and volunteer, because not just with turtles, but with any biodiversity protection project, because if you're protecting any species, you're probably protecting others as well. There. Thank you from Turtle Foundation. Thanks for letting me share.
Okay, so I've got a couple questions. This is really good stuff.
Okay.
So, what do the egg collectors do with the eggs?
They were selling them. It's a luxury item. They're like 5 times more expensive than chicken eggs. And they were selling them locally and also internationally, which is illegal. But again, you don't want to criminalize somebody trying to make a living. You
Yeah.
want to help them find another way to make a living that benefits both them and the turtles. So actually in Indonesia right now, raising algae is a booming business. And so we've been helping some of the local people get involved in some other ways to make a living.
So, what can you tell us about demand? So, in which countries do they demand which products for what price, and where do they sell them at? Specifics like that.
Good question. I think a lot of those turtle eggs were going to like Brunei and
Hmm.
the other countries that are nearby Indonesia, that they could transport them by boat. I don't think they were shipped or, flown anywhere. Um, the turtle meat that they were killing the turtles for in Cape Verde, that was local. But again, it's a luxury item. They don't depend on it for food. And if something is done sustainably, then you probably don't need to interfere. But in 2007, when we were contacted about the killing of the turtles in Cape Verde, they had killed 1,200 turtles in 1 year. And at the time, we estimated that was like 30% of the nesting population. So that's just unsustainable. If you're collecting every egg that's laid, you're not going to have any turtles coming back, and you will wipe out that local population.
Thank you so much for talking with me today, Raisa. And thank you for watching. You can help animals by hitting the like button and subscribing to this channel. I'll see you next time on Nature's Guardians. Bye.